Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Jackie Cox coming to you with J Cox Coaching, and I am here today with Jennifer Anderson, and I'm super excited to be interviewing with her today. So I'm going to do a quick introduction of Jen, and then we're just going to have a great little conversation on this Fun Friday interview. So I am excited to be here. Thank you so much for being here, Jen.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jackie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just want to make sure I'm on Facebook Live as well. I did push go live, but I would just want to also make sure. There it is. I didn't see this pop up. So all of a sudden now I needed to check on it. So, all right. So let's see if it can get live stream. I'm sure it's going live at this point. So again, hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to interviewing with Jen Anderson today. So Jen Anderson has been in fitness for over 20 years. Believe it or not, it is more than just picking up heavy things and putting them back down. There's much to be gained by connecting through fitness, whether you connect with your own body, your brain, or your friends for a workout. I love that. Having been a fitness specialist, personal trainer, and group exercise instructor, Jen currently teaches in-person group classes in a variety of formats. Whether it is a boot camp, core class, weightlifting, HIIT, or stretching, we all benefit from the movement, without a question.
Yeah.
And as an ACE certified group exercise instructor and health coach, Jen will keep you safe, active, and happy. Isn't that what we all want in life? Oh my gosh, without a question, like having that movement and that strength is so important. So Jen, I would love for you, I mean, beyond your bio, I would love for you to, share a couple things that, what got you into the industry in the first place and what made you really want to help people in that way.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, thanks again for having me, Jackie. I've been looking forward to this all week. I can talk about fitness all day and all night. So I was years and years ago, I was working in a corporate job. I worked at an insurance company, and it was a good drive from my house, but there was a fitness center in there. So, rush hour and traffic. So I would get up at 4 a.m, drive early so that I could meet a friend and work out. And then we would get ready and get dressed and go to our desks and do our job for the day. And I did that for years. And every time we would meet in the gym, I would be like, why can't I do this all day? Like, this is way more fun than what we're going to do up there doing. And so I went back to school for fitness. I found a program at a local college that was a 2-year program, and went back through. It was kind of like a truncated fitness instructor training program where we did some kinesiology and biomechanics and nutrition and all those good things. And they provided, it required an internship. And sure. I applied for an internship at a hospital-based fitness center that was close to me. Because that was important to me, that I worked in a place that was, in my opinion, of the substance that I was wanting to help bring to people. So yeah. I appreciated the medical, the wellness portion of things, being able to work with a big variety of people that were healthy, all the way to people that had real challenges. So it was the only place that I applied to be an intern. I put all my eggs in that basket. They took me, it was a light summer internship, but at the end of that, they said, well, why don't you stay? And I was like,
awesome.
I thought you'd never ask. So, so then I stayed, and I stayed for 20 years. So,
wow, yeah, that's so interesting. What a great background. I love that. So you completely switched gears with your career then, and found something that you were really, really wanting to focus on. I love that. That's amazing. So how do you keep that passion going today? What kind of things do you typically do that just light you up when you're getting a fitness workout in?
Yes, my favorite thing is to still lead fitness classes. So I've had another transition. So I am still in the fitness industry, but I also work now as an online business manager. Yes. So I am back on my computer a lot more. And again, it was a total change, right? Like I went from 20 years of that to this looks fun, let's try it. So I'm like, okay. And what I find is that obviously I'm sitting more. Sure. Obviously I'm doing more of this. Yeah. So I do teach in-person fitness classes. I teach like 6 a week. at different places.
Awesome.
And that is my favorite thing, to be in the room with the people, be able to look at them, watch them, know what their needs are, and then give the whole class something that everybody can complete. Whether it is a jumping jack, you don't have to jump to do a jumping jack.
Yeah,
there's 10 different ways to do a jumping jack. So
yeah,
you can do it sitting in a chair, and you can do it jumping, off of, a trampoline, for all I care. So there is like such a huge spectrum. So that's the part that really lights me up. Like, I love the variety of classes. And then I take classes for my own fitness. I'll take anything. I'll try anything. Let's see. If I like it, I'll try it and stay with it. If it's not for me, then it's for someone else. No harm done,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so when you're in that space of those group fitness classes, I mean, obviously, people are there for a purpose. They're there for a reason. They're there to get motivation from not only you, but the others in the room as well. Where do you pull your motivation from to, get up and go and make sure have that energy and passion and you really get to inspire others in the process?
I really remember what it feels like before I exercised a lot.
Okay.
And nobody ever gets to the end of a workout and says, I wish I hadn't done that.
Right.
But sometimes if they skip one, they'll say, I wish I hadn't skipped it. So
Correct.
I'm trying to, walk the walk. I'm trying to make sure that people see that I'm doing this too. And guess what it's helping me do? It's helping me get clarity, and it's helping me get creative. And I think people forget that, how much of an impact there is on the brain. So part of my motivation is when I'm sitting here and I'm in it and I'm like, oh my gosh, and work is happening. It's like, hang on, I think I need a minute. Or tonight's my class. I can't wait to go to my class, because when I'm done, I come back to my computer.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bit more in the tank.
Yeah.
So there's a huge component of that I find to be really valuable now, that I want to make sure that people remember and recognize.
I love that. I love that. And so you've mentioned it a couple of times where you're sitting a little bit more at a desk, which often a lot of us are, and whether we're small business owners or you're working for someone else, often we're in that space. And so now, we've heard things along the way of, you should get up every 50 minutes at a minimum, take 10-minute breaks, and then come back to it. How do you incorporate that into your routine as well? Is that something that you do? Or if you're not able to step away, what types of movement can you do while just sitting there?
Yeah, I do incorporate it into my day. Sometimes I'll set, if I know I have a pretty heavy day with a lot of stuff going on, I'll set alarms to get myself up and go walk outside. Even if I walk around the house a couple of times, just move my body for a minute, maybe stretch out. But sitting at my desk, I will do some sitting stretches. I'm also standing. I have a standing desk.
Oh, okay, great.
I love that. Yep. I love my standing desk, because halfway through the day, it's like, okay, and now I could be stretching right now, and you guys don't even know it.
Yeah.
I'm stretching. So I can be on meetings with people and I could be stretching out. So there's that component to it, so that you don't get that sort of stiffness and that, that hard crunchiness when you get up and you're like, wrenching your back and your hips. It's like, no, stand up, march my feet a little bit. It's okay to move.
Yes.
So that's how I kind of try to incorporate that in my day too.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Awesome. And one of the things, Jen, that you just said, which I love, because as a creativity coach, I love that you're getting, some of that feeling of creativity as you're incorporating the movement, as you're incorporating the exercise, you're clearing your brain. So what types of things creatively do you feel like come to you, whether it's ideas or brainstorming? What do you feel comes to you the most from a creative standpoint, creative thinking, while you're exercising, or when you're in that space, when you find some clarity?
Yeah, there's a couple things. One of them is to totally focus on physically what you're doing. Yeah. And sort of like take it down from the inside out. So you get sort of that clarity, especially like if something is sticky or hard. And then if you go into a workout that's particularly challenging where if you think about something else, you're going to drop something or you're going to stumble or trip. So let's not do that. Let's only be in here.
Yeah.
Let the rest of that stuff go and give yourself a minute. And it's okay. You can be a little selfish. Right? I can spend that time for me. And what makes me think of that is years ago, I used to teach seniors, and they were 70, 80, 90 years old in my class. And I would watch them when they were doing, grapevines and moving and doing the strength training and the balance. They couldn't think about anything else. So they had to be in their body. And then when they left, they could take that with them.
Yes. I love that.
So that's one component, is to get the clarity. And then the other side is to get the creativity. So sometimes if I'm doing a lighter workout, maybe walking or listening to a podcast, or sometimes I'll take the work stuff with me up here as I'm, walking. So now I'm moving my body and I'm getting into space, and it's like you have a different perspective on what you're trying to work on. So that brings that, ooh, I didn't think about this.
Yes.
Oh, how about that? Like those sort of like aha pop-up moments where you're like, yeah, that's how that's going to work.
Oh, so yeah. I love that.
Those things I think are really valuable. I think they're really important for everyone, but really for small business owners, for people that are in corporate, for people that are in, jobs where you require all that stuff. And a lot of us, especially small business owners, you're focused on like, the work. I gotta do the work. I gotta get the work done. It's coming. People need me. People need you to be clear and creative too. So give yourself that.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I often tell people, so hiking is a big space for me where I gain a lot of clarity. I'm out in nature. I'm there with myself. I often hike by myself, which I love. I also love hiking with other people, so I can go either way. But that is a space where a lot of my ideas start coming forward, and it's really, really amazing to see what pops up. And and naturally, we always have our phones with us, right? Whether we're taking pictures or whatever. But it's a great chance just to video or audio record some of those ideas, because they're coming and they're flowing with you right now. So stop, take in all of the scenery, take in the beauty, breathe a little bit, and then also you can record what's happening and the ideas that are sparking, because it does happen, and it's really awesome to feel that then, and then you feel even more energized by that, and it's like your workout is just going that much quicker then. And I saw a friend of mine sent me recently just a quick reel and about hikers, and we're, as you're working through those big summits and things like that, and that doesn't always have to be a summit, but those big inclines, and it's like, oh, wow, this is tough, or, oh my gosh, like how much further. We have those thoughts that run through our head, and then when we make it to our destination or to the top or whatever we're working on, it's like, oh my gosh, I love hiking. I love this. This is so incredible. It's that exhilaration feeling of the accomplishment then. And I think that fitness and creativity go so much hand in hand together, because you're really pushing through those breakthroughs mentally, heart-wise, physically, and so I think it's really, really powerful. I love that you mentioned that's where a lot of those ideas come for you too, because it's a space of, you're in your own space, and it's your time to really, just be.
And I think there's an element of confidence too, because sometimes I'll take a class or do something that I didn't think I could do, that maybe I shouldn't be doing. Right. But it's like, and then when you kind of conquer it, you're like, okay, well, I can do whatever I was doing before my work. Like, that's easy. I took a class one time. Have you ever seen like those battle ropes?
Yes.
Okay. So I took a class where I was the only person in the class who was not a professional athlete or a bodybuilder.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh, do I even belong here? Yeah. And everybody was super welcoming and super nice.
Yeah.
And it was maybe one of the hardest classes I ever did, but I did it. And it was probably 15 years ago, and I still talk about it today.
Yay.
I did that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. And I did my version of it. The professional athletes, they did their version of it.
That's right.
And there's no comparison, because they don't live here and I don't live there, but we could high five each other and be like, wow, that was awesome. You killed it.
Yeah, yes, I love that. I love that. So that's a good point. So how often do you feel like you have to help your clients kind of overcome some of that comparison of others, right? I mean, the only ones we should be comparing ourselves to is ourselves from yesterday. Am I gaining, ground from yesterday, whether it's strength, weight loss, whatever it is? Am I gaining towards my goal? Am I working towards my goal from yesterday? If the answer is yes, you're doing awesome.
Right.
And if the
100%.
answer is no, that's okay too. Then what do we need to adjust? Right. So how often do you need to kind of help your clients overcome some of that mental garbage that happens?
Probably almost every class.
Yeah.
Because I'll have new people come who look around and go, oh, I've never been here. Or I have people that have been there for a long time and maybe they're not having a day or they're not feeling it or something else went on. And so my message when I'm teaching all the time is my only ask is that you do you, I'll do me. You don't have to look at your neighbor and you're not doing the same thing as they are, but everybody in the room is going to complete each thing that we do in your own space.
That's right.
So you're not doing what your neighbor does because that's for them. That's not for you.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
And I speak to that a lot. And I help people find the level that works for them.
Yes. Awesome.
Of whatever the exercise is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that goes so well with so many things in life, right? I mean, I'm not able to work through your goals and you're not able to work through my goals. We can encourage each other, but we only can work towards them with ourselves, right? And so I often get people, they'll say, oh, I'm not creative. Well, creative compared to what?
Right.
And let's really dive in deeper to that, because there's a lot of creativity that's happening all over us and all around us all the time. Yeah. So I think it's really interesting. But, if someone, their goal was to walk a mile, fantastic. And then tomorrow, or the next day or whatever, maybe they walk 1.1 miles, right? That
exactly.
1/10 of a mile makes a huge difference because they are making progress towards their ultimate goal, whatever that is, right? So totally. I think it's so important.
Another thing I remind people in the middle of class, I remind people all the time, you're stronger right now than when you got up this morning.
That's right.
You just are. You're stronger than when you walked in the door. So you can take that with you. That's free. That's free for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay extra. You can just take that with you. You're stronger than when you got up this morning. So take that with you and know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, since we're talking about goals, and we're already past the halfway point of 2023, which is so crazy. So what kind of goals are you working on for yourself that you would like to achieve yet before the end of 2023?
Yeah, I think there are some, so I've always kind of been a runner, but I haven't been running a lot lately. So one thing that I would like to do is find a local run or race or hike local to me where 5K, 10K, and then just train for that and complete that coming on for the next end of the year. Something in the fall is really pretty around here. I'm just outside Chicago, so it's, it's pretty out here too. And do it before it snows. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I know I was thinking of that today. I went on a hike this morning and it was a little over 3 miles and it was beautiful. It was also very chilly. I mean, I started about 7:20 or so this morning on the trail and it was only about 48 degrees when I got out there, and I thought, whoa, this is a little taste of a fall hike in July. Now we got some rain and stuff last night, so obviously the heavy dew was making the a little more chilly, but still I was like, wow, we better take advantage of this beautiful sunshine and sunny weather that we have right now, because fall and winter will come,
Yeah.
But then we adjust, right? We adjust our goals to, okay, well, if we're not able to do all the outside things at that point, then we adjust and we still work towards those goals. That way we're, feeling like we're still accomplishing it. So that's awesome. I love that. Sure. And so how do you add creativity into your fitness routines and into your daily routines?
I love to just try new things. I love to try new things with my classes. And
Nice.
sometimes they land and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Most of the time they do, but sometimes, and then I'll ask the classes at the end, like, what'd you guys think? Did you like that? Was that good? Nah.
Yeah.
And they'll give me their honest feedback. Most of them have been with me for a while and will say like, that was awesome, or that was really hard, which is also,
Right. Yeah.
for me, that's good feedback. That's a win. Or that one was okay. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Okay.
But I'll incorporate a lot of balance work, and a lot of different modes of exercise. So small weights with a lot of reps, or heavier weights with less reps, or a lot of functional training, a lot of instability. I like a lot of instability because I don't like a lot of instability in life, but I like a lot of instability in my fitness classes because that will give your body feedback that you can't replicate just being on your feet and being stable all the time. So,
Right.
yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. That's amazing. And so again, I'm picking up on keywords that you say, Jen, as you're talking, and you said, I don't like instability in life. So one of the things I coach to is creating more balance in our lives, and really, talking through with all areas of our life, and fitness being a major one of those. So when it comes to balancing your overall life, not just your fitness space, what types of things do you feel like you do to bring in some self-care, bring in some space where you're, really looking at your finances, really, and feeling like you're connected to your friends, connected to your family, having fun, because it's on Fun Friday, we want to make sure we're having fun as well. So how do you create some balance in your life personally?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it's a question people really need to explore, because I think sometimes we forget how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm married and I have a couple of kids, and I adore them and I adore my husband, but as a mom, sometimes everything is really wrapped up around those people, right? Titles. And everything. So one of the things that I do enjoy is watching all of their sporting events and watching them have a good time and succeed. But what's been coming up for me lately, because I'm getting older, just between you, me, and the lamppost and everybody on Facebook Live, guess what? We're getting a little older.
We all are. We all are.
Yeah, don't tell anybody, guys. But that's been something that's been coming up for me a lot lately. Like, how do I want to do that for me and not just for them? So my husband and I find ways. We go out and we have a good time. We walk up to town and have, appetizers on a day where we normally wouldn't. We like to go to a lot of other sporting events. It doesn't have to be like professional. We'll go to a small town, a local game or something like that. Something that is a little bit more within our reach instead of always going to the big, but we like that too. And we do spend a lot of time with our friends, because all of our friends we're all kind of in that same boat where kids are getting older and they don't need us in the same way that they needed us when they were little. They still need us.
Right.
And they'll always need us.
Yes.
But we gave so much. Now we can give a little bit to ourselves. So taking a couple of trips with some friends, doing things like that, where my husband and I kind of look at the kids sometimes and go, hey, we're going to go out and have fun. So we're going to go have fun with our friends. You guys get to stay home and watch the dog. And they're like, hey, you know what? That sounds great. They're really easygoing about it. They're like, I hope you guys have a great time, and we'll go out and, I'll send them a selfie and be like, look, we're out here watching this baseball game, whatever. And the kids are like, that's awesome. That looks fun. So they appreciate it too, because I think they do recognize, that we need it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a way for us to refuel ourselves as well. Again, we're humans first, and then, women, and then beyond, but then we start adding those things, right? I mean, we are who we are first, and those other things add to who we are and have helped to build our character and things like that. Also, we have to remember that we've got to fuel ourselves first in order to help others feel like they're feeling that love and appreciation and attention and all the things, right? Because heard it many, many, many times before. You cannot serve from an empty cup. So at some point, you've got to, be able to go to the things that light you up, that you feel passionate about, that you feel connected to, whether it's with friends or family, or, having fun on your own or whatever. And so really being able to be in that space. And that's really, what I help with people with, is that overall, encompassing all of it, our areas of our lives, not just one focus. So
Yeah,
but it's good.
for sure.
And this is why I love talking about fitness, because fitness helps us with all of those things. The better we are that we take care of ourselves, the better we are in all those other areas as well, and for others.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
There's no question. Even when my kids were little, like toddlers, and
Yeah.
I would work out only in my basement because, and I would say, you guys are watching a program now because mommy's going to go work out. And they would go,
Yeah.
okay. And sometimes
Yeah.
they would join me, but they've gotten to watch me do that this whole time because,
Yeah.
and then they would be like, wow, after she's done, she wants to play more. She wants to, so
Yeah.
that was always something that I was kind of proud of myself, that I was like, I'm going to do this so that, and show and set the example for the kids so they can see it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got to get away from that whole stigma of, well, if it's selfish, if I do this for myself. It's not. That's falling into that self-care category now at this point. Self-care is the mental fitness, the mental wellness, physical fitness. It's all the things. Those are all beautiful pieces of being able to fuel ourselves. And it is not selfish. We've got to stop saying that.
I know. Yeah, I agree. And
So,
even sometimes people come, they'll come rushing into a class and they're all frazzled and I'm 5 minutes late. And I'm like, you're not late. You're right on time for doing what you need to do. Just come in. It's fine.
I love that. I love that you have to offer some grace in that too. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So last couple questions here, but where do you feel like you could use a little bit more creativity in your own life then?
I think I have always enjoyed writing and journaling. And so I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more of that for just myself. Where, everybody has a story. And I always think like, I don't really have a story, but I bet I do somewhere. So trying to make time for that and make space for that, where nothing else is going to take my attention away. I'm not going to get up and check my email or make, do the dishes or whatever else needs attention. Like focus on that for me, because I feel like that's a really good creative outlet too, when I can use my words to describe what's going on around me. Like that helps me be more creative in what I can present out to the world too.
I love that.
So that's where I'm trying to do more of that. So that's but and I don't love the word try. I'm doing more of that. How about that? I'm doing
And it's one of those things where, creativity again comes in so many different formats, that if you schedule some creativity time and also know that there can be some flex. Now, what I'm saying around that is we want to go with the flow when we're feeling inspired and motivated and ideas are flowing for us easily. If it's you scheduled it and it feels forced, then you won't be as creative. But that's why I'm saying offer yourself some flex time, not to be distracted. The flex time is not to be confused with the distractions. It's just also, if you were like, well, I really would like to get some journaling done, and in this window time frame, then it's okay, well, maybe it's not at the first part of the window, but maybe it does happen at the latter part of the window. And so then there's that flex. I'm not saying make it go away, flex. Saying offer it when the inspiration is going to hit you a little bit more.
Smart. I like that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So Jen, as we wrap this up, what do you have coming up that you'd like to share with the audience today?
I have been thinking a lot about fitness and creativity and clarity in small business owners, and how this relates to sort of the two sides of the coin of what I do now. So I'm available for anybody that would want to connect and just do a, 30-minute call, talk about goals, talk about challenges, what kind of support people might need in their fitness world. And then just be available for things like one-on-one connections for fitness, accountability, and partnership. So,
Sure.
yeah.
And what does that look like? How do they get in touch with you then, Jen?
I will share my email address, which I can
Okay.
share now, and then
Okay.
we can post it too. But my email is J Anderson, my last name, ANDERSON 5969 @gmail.com.
Okay, sounds good.
And
So I also,
if you email me and put in Fun Friday in the subject line, I will know that you saw me here on the Jackie Cox Show, and I will work with you and give you all the best of what I got.
oh, I love that. I love that. So I wrote that down as well. So again, J Anderson 5969 @gmail.com. I will also put it in the comments once we get to the once I get off the live stream and I can actually comment on the post. So I will put that in there.
Cool.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing your information, sharing your expertise. I love that, you have decades of experience, and this has been fun for us today. So I am going to, before we, close completely, I'm just going to share our, what I have coming up as well. So you've maybe heard me talk about my Create Balance retreat. I have it for women coming up in September in Breckenridge, Colorado. So I'm really, really excited about that. It's a great chance for you to do the things Jen and I just talked about, really creating more balance in your space. We do some great opportunities to reflect. We do some creative activities. We hike and get into nature to refuel ourselves. So it's really all about you and refocusing and just being able to be present. And this is a great chance for you to take care of you. So if you go to swirlsllc.com, you will go to the events page and you will find my retreat there. And I am taking deposits at this point as well. And I do have a July early bird special going on. So if you book between now and July 31st, you will get $200 savings on the overall package. So anyway, I would love for you to look at that. And so Jen, thank you again for coming on to Fun Friday today. I'm super excited to have chatted with you. I could chat with you all day about all this. So this is awesome.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
What's
so
that?
Nice to share. It was my pleasure. It was so nice to share time with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, reach out to Jen at the email that we'll list again in the comments. And hope you have a great rest of your summer, Jen, for you, and then everybody else. I'll see you next week on Fun Friday. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.